All right, first off, I want to thank the grace of heaven and the virtues of the masters, the grand predecessor, and everyone here to have this opportunity to talk about faith and belief. Actually, I don't know. I think my voice is a little bit sorry. So, do the best I can. Okay, so exploring faith, belief, and actually trust, because they're all related. Okay, these are all related, these three terms. All right, so what is a belief? Belief, I mean, we use that term a lot, and actually we use it kind of interchangeably with faith as well. And, you know, they are very close. But, you know, the definition of belief is acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists, or there's trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something. Okay, so, you know, you know, the definition of one uses the other one. So, but anyways, but okay, so we talk about trust. What's trust then? It's a firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. Okay, so everything, you know, having a belief in something means that we do trust, you know, place our trust in something or someone. Okay, now, okay, so you see this definition here. Now, if we look at faith, faith is stronger. Okay, you can say that faith is. You can say it's more narrow, and it's like a very strong.
It's a subset of faith.
Yeah, yeah, subset. Yeah, thanks. Actually, I have something, but so it's like in the definition it says it's a complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So that's complete. I mean, it's like, you know, it's taken to the extreme of belief. Okay, or, you know, kind of more in the religious sense or spiritual sense, a strong belief in God or in the doctrines of religion based on a spiritual apprehension rather than proof. You know, like proof, like it's like scientific proof. Okay, so this guy, you can say that in that sense, it's kind of like you want to say like the opposite of science, where science is looking for, you know, evidence, physical evidence. Okay, so this is more kind of internal. So this is internal, and this is kind of following from. Well, the previous topic that Kai was talking about, that, you know, ultimately what we need is faith. Okay, you know, belief is okay, but beliefs can change, right? Our beliefs, we can believe in something today, and then, you know, later on, you know, if the conditions change, situations change, our experience changes, and then we might change our belief. Okay, but ultimately, true faith is something that should not change.
Well, you can say belief is conditional.
Yeah. So
faith should be non-conditional.
Yeah, so it should be more absolute.
The highest
yeah, the high. So, all right, and then so what is true, right? It's, you know, what things that are true in accordance with fact or reality. It's accurate or exact, or, you know, in the sense of, you know, relations to people's, like being loyal or faithful. Okay, but, you know, what's true is kind of, you know, it talks about fact or reality, and, you know, just like Kai was saying earlier, reality could be, it's subjective. Okay, you know, so what is true to you may not be true to someone else. So this is you know, this becomes a problem when we say, oh yeah, I'm talking about the truth. You know, what I'm saying is true, and according to you, you know, from our perspective, it may be true, but from someone else's perspective, it may not be. So that becomes a difficulty in trying to get common understanding, if you will. Okay, so there's this issue of that. You know, so this is not like the absolute truth. If it's the absolute truth, then I think everyone would have the same understanding or the same perception of what that is. Okay, but maybe that's beyond really what our human ability, the human mind's ability to be at that level, okay, to reach that level.
Yeah, the reason why, yeah, okay, when you say, yeah, everybody will not debate what is the absolute truth.
Right.
But in order in order for that to be the case, you cannot rely on your intellectual mind. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, well, even, right, yeah, I mean,
because if you do, then you have different views. It's still based on your intellectual mind. That's why I say, you know, there's oneness. That's when we talk about. If we see everything from our Buddha nature, if everybody can say, then we'll realize there is that absolute truth, that you're at oneness, and everything else is all relative, all perception, consciousness, phenomena, etc. But unfortunately, not many of us are like that level. We still rely, to some degree, some more, some less, on our conscious brain.
Yeah.
We still try to use our mind to understand, and that's where subjective reality takes place. Make sense?
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, what do we believe? I mean, we believe in all sorts of things, right? You know, is the Earth flat? You know, there's still some people today who believe that. I mean, now this kind of goes against, you know, the scientific
Physical
evidence,
reality.
the physical reality. Although, again, you know, we say it's objective, that you know the world is round and all that, but from their point of view, you know, it's subjective reality for them is it's flat. Okay, so yeah, actually, you know, from a perhaps they're from a higher dimension. From a higher dimension, they see the three-dimensional world as being flat, right? So you know, hey, who knows? All right, global warming. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's okay, science is. You know, they're saying that, yeah, oh, it is happening. Okay, this, you know, the temperatures are rising.
I don't think that's a hoax.
Okay, but so yeah, so people, you know, whether you believe, well, I guess some people don't believe in the science, I guess. But you know, but obviously this can be, you know, they're beyond the facts that are established. You know, people say, oh, you know, what's going to happen? They project, say what's going to happen, okay? And, you know, it's more extremist. You can have extremist views saying, and those may not be true, okay? Those may not be reality, because they're just saying, oh, yeah, it's going to get so bad that, you know, everything's going to get flooded and all that. That it may not. So that's so we have to separate from the you know, what's the facts from what is, you know, opinion or what's subjective. I guess projections.
Projection,
Yeah.
right, or prediction.
Predictions, yeah.
No, but it's already happening because they went to talk to the people in Alaska. The temperature is already very warm.
Yeah. No, these are happening. Yeah, these are happening. No, it's just a question of
Yeah.
the degree
Yeah,
that it's
yeah,
going to happen.
yeah.
Okay, so, you know, that there's, you know, debate over that. But that's okay. But, you know, people, they you know, they start establishing their position, you know, say, oh, I believe in this, or I believe in these guys, you know, yeah, so then that becomes like a personal thing, and it's very subjective, okay?
Wrong views, it's called.
Yeah, wrong views.
Extreme views.
Extreme,
views.
okay.
Remember the second of the 5 wrong views?
Yeah, then, you know, things like supernatural power, you know, like,
Supernatural.
you know, you read stories of the people in the past, cultivators in the past, they have special abilities, kung fu, you know, whatever. And we think, well, you know, that's not possible from our point of view today. But yet, I mean, I believe it must have been true. I mean, that they had, because of their ability to, you know, to cultivate and all that. Or, you know, we might say, you know, people always have their beliefs about, oh, you know, oh, you're sick, you should take this concoction, whatever, you know, it's passed down from my ancestors, you know, this works, right? But, you know, but that's all subjective too. So that's not necessarily the absolute, yeah, okay. So those are also, you know, various beliefs that people have, okay? Or intelligent life elsewhere in the universe, right? I want to believe, yeah. I want to believe that there is an alien out there that he's also wondering, is there humans out there? You know, so, you know, all these are our various beliefs. I mean, these are, you know, so far unproven yet, okay, or neither disproved either, okay. But then we get to like soul, supreme being, or God. Again, not proven or disproven, okay. So this, you know, gets into that area where, you know, it's beyond science, what science can prove to us, and therefore it kind of goes into towards more belief and faith, okay. You know, then obviously, having a soul, then, you know, you can talk about reincarnation and karma and all that.
Some people don't believe that.
Right,
A
so,
lot of people don't believe that.
yeah, a lot of people don't believe this stuff. You know, whether that means they don't believe in the soul, or it's because of doctrine, right? Some doctrine that says, that doesn't talk about that, and so you know, they don't believe it. So that's, again, you know, being, so it's like preconceived notion based on a doctrine, you know, because they believe that doctrine, okay. You know, or do we believe the Buddhist saints and this Tao? Okay, so ultimately, you know, what we're talking about is, you know, believe or having a faith in this Tao. Okay, is this true? Okay, so the truth is out there, right? Or maybe it's not. I don't know. Okay, so let me skip that. All right. So the basis of our belief today, anyways, we talk about science, science theories, and try to establish facts. But again, facts are what may be factual may not be absolute. Okay, again, like in the quantum world, again, as I was saying earlier, that you can have different views of a same quantum object or quantum state, and they look different. So that's kind of spooky, I guess. Spooky. What Einstein would say, spook. Well, he was talking about the entanglement, the spooky action at a distance. But yeah. But anyways, but science basically deals with the phenomenal world, right? Phenomenon. Anything that we can measure, we can, if we can't measure it, well, I mean, they can have theories about kind of the more things that they haven't seen yet. But basically, everything is based on observation, right? Anything that they observe, they might not observe it directly. They see indirect observation, and they develop theories about what's behind that, what's causing that. Okay, so it's knowledge based. Right, so it's knowledge based. So this is like hard facts and science. Okay, and it goes from, from one end, it's like, oh, you can prove that things are false, untrue, based on their theories and based on observations, and then to the other end, which they might consider to be the truth, although it may not be the absolute truth, like I said. Okay, science is still limited. The understanding of the world phenomena is not complete either. So, they're constantly discovering stuff that they didn't understand. Like the universe, this why our galaxies are flying apart.
How big it is.
And why, they, according to them, they say, well, galaxies should not be able to hold the stars together. There's not enough mass. Yeah. And so that's why they come up with the theories of the black dark matter, okay, that's holding it together. So even though they can't see it directly, okay, so all these things. So they're constantly coming up with stuff because, as you understand more, you find out you have more questions, more things that you don't understand. So that's the problem with the science. If we go through this angle from a phenomena point of view, then you're always going to have that problem. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you never reach an absolute.
Yeah, you probably can't reach that
conclusion.
absolute. Yeah. So they're trying to get to that absolute grand unified theory of the universe that explains everything.
That will not be absolute. Yeah,
Right. That
probably is incomplete.
explains some,
Incomplete, yeah.
mostly explain the phenomena, but yeah. So we've done this before. This is, our perceptions, okay, can be deceiving,
white
right? We see all sorts of things. That stripe. That stripe is supposed to be one solid color, okay? But we see it as there's a contrast, there's a gradient, but it's not really the case, okay? So again, these are perceptions are not always, true. Okay, so this, again, it looks like it's moving towards, the tunnel effect, yeah, it's like, it's kind of, but anyways, all right. So it's just showing that it's, observation. Okay, you can use like instruments, whatever, to say, oh, okay, it's not moving. So these are the things that are in our mind that are making these things that look that way. Okay. So anyways, so that's one side of things, and then the other side is kind of what we're talking about here: the beliefs, faith, religion. Okay, so that's kind of the other domain, religious doctrines, and then ultimately, I say wisdom is really, the ultimate knowledge. I mean, it's beyond knowledge. Okay, but that would be the equivalent on that side. That's the ultimate. Okay, so, but it's also, not really doctrine. I mean, doctrine is kind of, you can say like theories and things like that, the teachings. But then, those aren't absolute either. So how do we, trying to get to that, ultimately, everyone's trying to get to that ultimate truth. Okay, it's just, different ways of trying to get there. And ultimately, I think science will not get to the ultimate truth, but you can through the other way, okay, through the spirit, you can say the spiritual side, okay, because ultimately that is our spiritual nature, our true nature, Buddha nature, is part of that truth, okay, is that truth. And so we can get to it from that angle. All right. Yeah, I was going to do this song because, but I don't know. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is the song, I believe. So, no. Holy teachers, yeah, so. Yeah. So, but I know, I can't. Can I sing? Enter the world, stand shelter the shore. What? The world depends on me to alter. Right? With cheerful smile and great generosity, let thou spirit appear naturally. Distant vision does a broad mind provide, persistent making forward stride. Without complaint, fulfill our vows, do not wait. Be thankful for time of this great. In everyone's good nature, in God I believe, that nothing divides us, I do believe. With a heart full of zeal, devotion and mercy, build an ideal world of tranquility. In boundless inner power, in God I believe, that Buddhas are at my side, I believe. Having correct ideals with willingness and joy, one becomes noble and saintly, I do believe. All right, well, I'm going to cut this short because... Oh, okay, well, actually, okay, so Holy Teacher says, I wish my disciples have faith in God and heaven's mandate and yourself. Okay, what about doing things right? Without faith, there's no motivation. Doubts will hinder our progress. Even if there's no motivation, it's only half of what we can do. So really, faith is a driving force, okay, in doing anything. And so we have to have faith. It doesn't mean that we have faith in things that, don't exist, or faith in, things that, and we have to be careful that we don't have like blind faith, right? Blind faith means just accepting whatever as it is, and so a lot of people, unfortunately, in religion, they accept things unquestioningly, and in the Tao, it shouldn't be that way. Okay, we should question and come to an understanding and a realization. Okay, ultimately, that reality is something that we have. That true reality is something we have to realize and experience ourselves. Okay, through our own experiences to arrive at that. All right. Okay, let me. Since I can't really sing today, I skipped it.
But you can also say that faith that we should have, the Holy Teachers talk about faith, is the faith that each one has to go through a process to reach it, to experience it.
Yeah.
It's not blind faith.
Yeah.
That's a Holy Teacher not saying, oh, you just believe in me and that's
Right.
good. You don't question. No. It's not a question. You don't question or doubt. It's rather that we have to search within ourselves or ask within ourselves to be able to reach to that belief or that faith.
Right.
You understand? So it's not blind or unquestioned faith.
Right.
Okay, there's a difference.
Yeah. So, but yeah, later on, the point is that we have to look within. That faith is, within. Okay, it's not faith in any phenomena. Okay.
Relying on
So
something
just
else.
like here, we see. This is a frame grab from a video. Okay, that someone took.
Now move.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what they see. Wow. Well, God is giving us a sign. Okay, so this is in Cambodia, right? This is actually.
Is that a picture of the sun?
Yeah, that's the sun. Okay, so but actually it's at a Tao temple there. But okay, so do you believe that's actually the people did not see this vertical line here? They saw what you call a halo around the sun, and sometimes you'll see that depending on the
during the eclipse,
atmosphere.
right?
No. During certain atmospheric conditions, you'll
Yeah,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's like a rainbow. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But it's the opposite. Rainbow is the opposite away from the sun.
Right,
This is at the sun. Okay,
That's
so
interesting.
it's similar.
Interesting phenomenon.
Yeah, but I can tell you that the people who are looking up at the sky, they say, "Wow, look at that circle." They didn't see that vertical line. That
Is
vertical.
the actual picture that they took?
Yeah. That's from the
really?
video. Okay, but that I can tell you is an artifact of the video recording. Okay, it's
Oh.
not. It's okay. This is what.
Defect.
So if you look at this,
Oh.
you can see that there is going to be. This is one I took. Okay, so off a very bright light source.
Oh, you took it outside there.
Yeah, you're gonna have that. Okay, so
Interesting.
this is due to the way that CCDs are constructed and all that. Okay, the electronics. It's basically it's overflowing the because too bright, and it overflows
Oh, the
and
sensors,
and
the
yeah, the sensors. Okay, so that can be explained that way. So it's not like, oh wow, this is God's sign. Well, I mean, So we have to.
using the scientific approach.
So we have to be, well, we have to, a lot of times, we have to use the science first to try to disprove or prove something. And if we can't, then we rely on faith. Okay, because if it can be proven otherwise, then, then they say, well, then that's bogus, what you're saying. Okay, your belief or faith is bogus. Okay, so we can't just rely on that. We have to, that's why every time, people send stuff and I see stuff and I say, I always investigate and research, see, is this really true or is there, there's something about it,
Yeah. The key is we should not always rely on physical phenomena.
Yeah.
And that's a danger path. That's what I'm saying. I mean, some it's okay. I mean, yeah, I see there's something that's bright. Okay, yeah. I mean, but we cannot put that leap. Everything should be within our Buddha nature. That's the most important.
Yeah.
That you have to rely on.
Yeah,
So it's
'cause-
wisdom. You can say that's
yeah,
wisdom.
I mean, it's wisdom. I mean, there's too much of the phenomenal world that we don't understand, we don't know about. Okay, so,
It's their condition.
Yeah.
It's their different condition.
all right, so now
Oh,
you
yeah,
also
hey,
have
20.
these, okay, so you have these cloud formations in the
That's
sky,
20.
okay?
That's 20.
So,
Yes.
right, this was taken over Taiwan in the
yeah.
50s, I think,
Yeah,
50s
yeah,
or 60s.
yeah. That's a very
Uh,
famous picture.
Yeah, and so,
Supposedly it was a news reporter, right? That snapped that picture.
well, I think it was an Air
It's not a
Force.
Tao-
It was an
yeah,
Air
yeah.
Force person,
It's
because
not a
they,
Tao person, right?
yeah, because they, they're flying up because there was a typhoon, so they
Yeah,
they
yeah, something
fly
like
out, take
Very
pictures.
interesting.
Okay,
What
so
is the four words under the dragon's neck?
here,
Yeah,
Well,
what
that's
does that
word.
mean?
什么因
Is
此
that a message?
是
No,
no no
that's-
okay no the words were I don't think the words are part of the
No,
picture.
No, they're not. They're added.
Copyrighted. No,
What's
okay.
that middle picture?
This is
I
my
think
this is supposed to be my trio.
Oh, that's my
That's
Maitreya.
Maitreya.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are, cloud formations. Now, of course, you can, we always see, clouds, and we, right?
Yeah,
we
you
used
see
to look
shit,
at it
yeah,
and say,
figures,
oh, it looks like something.
interpretations.
It looks like
I see an
something.
elephant.
Yeah, right.
But that
Yeah.
does look like the image of.
Sure. I mean, yeah. So these, I mean, obviously, these are.
Subjective reality.
This is more. I mean, this one, yeah, you can say maybe it's,
Buddha.
You could actually see
Yeah, it
like
could be
the-
Buddha. It could
Yeah.
be flying.
a little like the yin and yang also in the middle.
the yin and yang.
Yeah.
You mean the
The light
Yeah,
in the dark.
yeah,
Oh.
see, like,
Well.
Okay, I don't know. I don't see that, man.
You don't see that?
Subjective reality.
subjective, yeah. So okay.
Yeah, he's really analyzing.
Okay, so then there's these all sorts of like
Oh,
pictures.
Yeah. Gee,
Okay,
you
so-
took a lot of those pictures.
No,
No,
s-
those are not for me.
yeah. So
Give credit where credit is deserved.
again,
Cannot take
like these things that show up in the picture. Now the person probably did see something, okay, and then they take a picture. And these are, it's like a dragon,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
taking the dragon document, right?
Yeah,
It's called the
yeah.
dragon document. So,
Right.
okay, but yeah, so these things, okay, but again, these are phenomena, and this looks like a jigong, okay.
It
So,
does.
yeah, because he's
Flame,
got
oh, that's the
the
flame.
yeah. So the flames, flames are, they can show all sorts of different shapes.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but it's not to say that this is not real. Okay, right? Or these. Okay, these are the ones that are taken
These
here.
are mine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
So- But this,
Disclosure.
yeah, you can't really.
But I did not do anything.
You didn't doctor the pictures.
It's a fault in the film. It's a fault in the film.
No, I was gonna throw it away.
Defective film.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I said, well, with a lousy
defective.
job, I
It's
was
a
like,
defective
toss it
film.
aside.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get a refund.
Yeah.
The defective film.
But if you look at it, it's like, well, this cannot. I mean,
Right.
if it was a defect in the films, yeah, but then there was no pattern in
But it
where it
only
was.
those pictures.
Yeah, it was a few pictures, and this doesn't look too random, I mean, especially this one here. We understand. Oh, there's because he has that rope that's trailing behind him
That's that,
with money. Okay.
蓝大仙 right
Yeah.
is it 蓝大仙
Yeah.
蓝大仙
Yeah.
yeah 蓝大仙
Right, and then so you have circles of
Gotcha,
like the
gotcha.
light.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
I
you know
did
this
not
is
see it when I took
right.
it.
So this is just on the
Very
traditional film on negative film, right?
And the weird thing was, I usually never take the back of a Buddha. Why would I do that?
I don't know.
Exactly.
So maybe they wanted you to
Yeah.
capture that. I don't know.
Or maybe the Buddha snapped.
Okay, but anyways, yeah, this is all phenomena. Now, so you know, science. Can I explain this? Yeah. Now, I would say that maybe, you know, unlike the previous, like these guys here, these may. I don't know if these are taken on digital, but probably not. These are also film. Okay, my guess. But today, if it was on digital, you probably won't see this. Okay, because digital is instant. All right, you see it right away.
Oh.
This is developed, you know, on the
dark
film,
room,
on the negative itself, and there could be stuff that's kind of exposed on the film that we cannot see or we do not see. Okay, whereas on the digital, you'll probably see it. Okay, so today probably with digital cameras, you may not see this type of phenomenon. Okay, so but anyways, okay. So you know the
Okay,
truth. Where's
truth
truth,
out
right?
there.
It's not really out in these
X-Files.
phenomena, right?
X-Files.
Yeah. Okay, so where is that truth, that faith, right? Ultimately, that truth is in that faith, right, in the self, like Jigong Buddha said, faith in ourself, faith in our true nature, our Buddha
Buddha
nature.
nature.
Okay, so that is the foundation of everything, really, our reality too.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we believe, that's our reality. It's maybe subjective, but so what we want to do is not believe in all these things that become so subjective, right? So we want to have that faith in that truth, so that it's not, you know, trying to hopefully reach that objective reality, that that highest absolute reality. Okay. So that's why faith is the foundation of everything, even our as a person, right? Being true, being genuine. Okay, that's what that's all about too. All right. So that's true faith. All right. So, okay. So do we need this leap of faith, right? A leap of faith. There is, I mean, from the more science side of things, they might say, yeah, you know, you have to take a big leap of faith to believe in these things. But you know, but from our point of view, we do experience. I mean, from our own experiences, we have, like, you know, I guess we can kind of sense that there is something, maybe a spiritual nature of some kind. Okay, that's not just this biological brain that's you know, in control of things. Okay, so and that comes from, if we constantly just believe the science, whatever, then we probably won't come to that conclusion. Okay, so but if we don't take science as the absolute, then, you know, we look within. And the more we have that faith in that truth, okay, in the Tao, the more we actually, you know, let's say perform, you know, practice it, right? We will have the experience, right, to kind of further to strengthen our faith, and because we will have experiences, individual again, but then this is like individual experiences, so you might say it's relative, right?
Well, example you say like premonitions.
Yeah, I mean,
Some
those
people
are,
say sixth sense.
yeah,
You know, say, hey, I somehow, you know, so it's not, you know, you can't explain it scientifically.
Yeah.
But yet you have premonitions. So you can say these are all like primitive examples or precursor examples of our Mahaprajna, our
Yeah.
great wisdom,
Right.
which comes from our Buddha nature. Because our Buddha nature really knows everything. Actually, it's, you know, it's absolute because it's, you know, at oneness if you're at a high level.
Right.
So it knows everything.
yeah,
So, and the hints of that is about Buddha is the people's premonition. They can somehow, you know, and everybody have different levels, right? Different experiences, gut feelings, they call it, whatever, doesn't matter, right? It's true, right? I mean, people could experience that, and that's hard to explain scientifically.
yeah, and you know, it's hard to prove. Well, I mean, science can't really prove or does whatever.
Premonition, because they say that's
How does it?
random, that's guess,
Yeah,
or that's
or-
just,
yeah,
you know,
right.
or just just so happens it's a lucky roll of the dice.
Right.
It just happens like that. Everything aligned properly
Right.
for that.
Well, I mean, but there's the scientific method that you can try to show that it goes beyond the
Right,
probability
right,
of
right,
just
right, yeah,
chance.
the
Okay,
probability,
so
right,
so
right.
there is if you're always guessing right.
Right, right,
Like
right.
90%
What are
of the
the
time,
odds of
that goes
right,
beyond
right,
what's just
right.
random. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so anyways, yeah, we want to turn that faith has to be inward again, because everything that's outside is not absolute and subject to change, subject to conditions, and all that. So it has to be inward. Okay, so the truth is not out there; it's inside. Right. So the ultimate faith and truth is found to be found within, and so, but what that means is also we don't stick to our preconceived ideas or biases, things like that, because those are part of our conscious mind attachments. Okay, so again, that's very important to understand. Because okay, I believe in myself. I believe in what I believe in, right? But if it's based, depends on what that's based on. Okay, so okay, so ultimately, we have to experience and realize what is true. Okay, again, what is true, this reality that we experience could be subjective, okay, because everyone's experience will be different, right? And, even though, like, we're all in the Tao, and let's say we do experience things in the Tao, but we may experience it differently, all right? So that's not to say that, but again, because you can say the experience itself it's kind of like a phenomena, and therefore it's not absolute. Okay, so all right. So I guess the only way to experience that absolute, the absolute is to become one. Become one. Once you're one, then it's just one. Okay, so we should be no difference. But at our level, everything that we experience is still relative. Okay, all right. So, they say, right, that when our heart and mind is true, then everything is true. When our heart and mind is false, everything is false. Again, everything depends on what is in our mind.
So subjective.
Yeah, so it is still subjective. So even, so like people who, like let's say they're, they take drugs, right? And then they see reality completely differently, okay? They experience things that are strange, but to them it's real. Okay, so we cannot say that that's not real. To them, it's real. They feel it. They everything's like, it's just like in a dream, right? You think it's so real in a dream. But again, everything is in our mind again. And actually, this whole world, the whole universe, is created from our mind, because our mind. From our Buddha nature, actually, that's what, Lecture Leo keeps saying. Everything, all phenomena is the result of what our mind creates. So it's created, or Buddha says that, So yeah, in that sense, it is kind of like a subjective reality too. It's kind of weird, but all right. Okay, so let's see. These are some, I guess, some quotes from the Holy Teacher, okay? Okay, so if you want to keep your faith, right, you have to carry it out and practice it constantly. Okay, so through constant practice, you may encounter frustrations, failures, or maybe some success. However, if you get back on your feet after falling down, your faith will become stronger and firmer than before, right? So that's very important. This faith, a lot of times, we believe in something and then suddenly science disproves it, or someone says something that's completely different and seems to make more sense, and then so you change your belief. But in terms of this type of faith, ideally, when we encounter something, difficult situations that, again, we're talking about tests, right? Tests of faith. These are all tests of faith, right? That to see if we do have that faith to continue on this path, despite all these obstacles and difficulties along the way. Okay, so, but then that just makes it stronger. We have a stronger conviction that this is the right path. This is, that the goal that I'm trying to reach is the correct one. Okay. We have to maintain our Buddha heart, right? Why would the sages always preach? Knowing should always be consistent with doing, right? So, obviously, So this is talking about also the practice. Okay, so it's not just knowing, but then we need to practice. Okay, do what we do know. Okay, so when you have a belief or a kind of a kind thought, right? How do you fulfill it? Right. So we can't just have faith. So just like in the Dharma class, right? At the end, we say, we have to have not just faith, but then we make vows to fulfill that faith, right? How do we ultimately, I can't just say, oh, I believe in God. Yes, I believe God. But if you don't do anything, then what's the point? What's the use? Okay. So we still have to follow up on that and practice. All right. Okay. Right. If you have no faith in yourself, right, you're not sure about the Tao, then naturally you'll be the first one to disqualify yourself. So again, a lot of people maybe because they don't really understand the Tao, then, or they don't have that faith originally, then it's like they say, I don't. It's just like earlier, saying that a lot of people, they have a motivation for receiving the Tao. They want to get something out of it. Okay, usually it's a selfish motivation, and if that doesn't come about, then it's forget it. This Tao is no good. Yeah, because it didn't benefit. Didn't help me, right?
Didn't resolve my problem.
Right. So that's
It's conditioned.
It's all conditional, right? So that's not true faith. That's not true. Obviously, they didn't have any faith to begin with. You say because they're depending on something to happen. Okay, something else, external as well. Whether external, internal doesn't matter. But they're depending on something, right? Some result or something. Okay, so the greatest test of faith is when you don't see any result until the very end, right? So now, how many people would, so we say, right?
Can endure.
Yeah.
Go through.
In the end, yes, we're going to transcend samsara
Right.
or become a Buddha. That we can't see that until the very end. So we really have to persist until the end and have that faith to continue, right? Okay. So it's just like in the Dharma classes, people say, wow, they seem to be inspired.
Right.
But having that become true faith is very difficult. So a lot of people, they because they hear stuff, they think, wow, it's kind of emotionally. I think it's more emotion.
Correct.
That they feel, oh wow, I feel it feels great. It feels it's like this is it, and they feel emotional, but that emotion doesn't last. Okay, so emotions won't last.
Correct.
So that's not true. That's not really faith. Okay, so that's very important that we find that true faith, and it's not based on emotions, not based on these conditions or the phenomena that we see. Like, oh, I see the Buddhas. Wow. And then when the Buddhas aren't here, back to whatever. Okay. So you can say today. Right now, going forward, we don't have the Buddhas here, the channeling, and so maybe a lot of people they say, oh, forget it, I'm not coming, So those people don't have faith. They're here just to see the phenomena, right? So that's they're not really. That's not true faith.
Well, some people, like what's his name? The guy from Colombia. What's his name?
Colombia.
Brought his son to receive the Tao. He
Pop,
lives in Colombia.
no,
Pop, not
no,
Pop,
no.
the other guy.
What's
Not Jose.
his name?
Not
No,
Jose.
no.
His son.
Yeah, well, he kept saying, he came to the Tao He kept saying, well, all these phenomena can help us better understand. I say, yes, that's partially true. That's the initial step. But you cannot rely on the phenomena.
You have to let it go.
Absolutely. Right. So there's a danger. Some people
Become too attached to it.
Says, but it's good to have these phenomena to get people, to initiate people's interest. That's true, but you cannot over rely on that and just say based on that. No, the whole idea is that yes, you can have these phenomena to initiate, to spark, cause that spark, but then you have to not rely on the phenomena, but rather seek inward and rely, say, wait a minute. There's something that's beyond, and that's your Buddha nature.
Right.
Okay, so that's the proper way. But if we just keep insisting, rely, then people will just say, I'm just going to keep relying on it. So if I don't see it, then I don't have it.
Right.
See,
Do you think that's one of the reasons that they stop channeling?
I don't want to second guess
Yeah,
the Buddhas. Okay?
second guess
But
the heaven,
some
but
people have
Only
their own
heaven
theories.
knows.
No, some people have their theories.
Right,
okay,
right.
so,
But anyways, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, part of the reason is this phenomenal stuff. We can't keep relying on it. Yeah, that could be one of the reasons. Okay, but I would say it's kind of like a match, right? You light a match, and it lights us this lamp, right? That's the inside of us, that internal lamp, right? That match is external, right? But we can't rely on that match, that flame of the match, right? Then we have to ignite ourselves
Right.
to continue, right? To maintain that flame, okay? That's within, okay. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Okay, let me just skip this, a lot of these things. Yeah, suffering is the best recipe. Okay, so like these tests and trials, whatever, makes us stronger, have more faith in ourselves. Okay, to be able to face more or to be able to overcome these tests and trials. Okay, as long as you maintain a true, sincere heart and believe in yourself, then you have the confidence and the wisdom to trust others. Having faith in God is actually having faith in yourself, because God resides in your true heart. And God always helps you if you help yourself. Okay, so people who just completely just rely on, external, even God, to help them, if they don't help themselves, that's not going to happen. Okay, so one of the things about Tao is that it's I don't know. You can say it's like a reciprocity, or there's this response. You
Yeah,
get a
Fan Yi.
response based on what's in our heart and mind.
Correct.
Okay, so if we don't have anything in our heart and mind, then we're
No,
not going to
you
get
get
any
nothing,
response.
yes, there's
Where is
nothing,
those
yeah.
response?
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I have personal experience.
Yeah,
with that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us have those kind of experience that, if we're sincere, we willing to do something, whether we may have a motive initially, say, oh, okay, I'm willing to do something to like I'd like to say I'm sick, I'm willing to make a vow to propagate the Tao, whatever, and then hopefully God, will help me to overcome this illness. Yeah, that can work too. But as long as we have that sincere heart, okay, that's the most important thing. And then obviously we have to do it, do it,
Fulfill
okay,
it, yeah,
right,
carry
fulfill
it out.
that. Otherwise, it's just
It's
empty words, right? Empty words, exactly. So that true faith again is not empty words, not based on empty words. Okay, all right. So let's see. Okay, again we have confidence, faith. Okay, we have truly. Okay, okay. I'm gonna skip. Okay. Think thoroughly, be faithful to yourself. Okay. All right. I just tried to keep your faith and take the first step with confidence and courage. Okay, it needs courage and confidence to propagate it down in order to save sentient beings. Okay, if you do not have confidence in yourself, then you are actually lacking confidence in the Tao. Lacking confidence in the Tao means you do not have self-confidence. Okay, so it's basically the Tao is within us. Okay, it's not some external thing. It's not like having confidence in the Buddhas. Yes, we do have faith also, and confidence in the Buddhas, but again, that's an external reliance. Again, having that self-confidence, it's all within us actually, right? The Buddhists say, oh yeah, we can do the kato, we can do Bao and ask the Buddhists, whatever. Actually, Buddha says, ask yourself, ask yourself for help. Okay, don't ask the Buddhists for help. You gotta ask yourself. So again, if we help ourselves, then they can help us. Okay, it's there's that response. Okay, so. Yeah, no matter where you are, what role you play, insist with faith on reaching Buddha is the ultimate goal. Yeah, okay, so we do need have that faith, unless we become like those ancient cultivators who instantly they become arhats and they're enlightened, right? And they realize they're they're almost there. For us, it's too far away, and so but we need to have that faith. More than ever, okay, to help us achieve that ultimate goal. All right. Okay, I don't know what. Let's see here. Okay, so no matter what kinds of toils or trials you may encounter, as long as you firmly stick to faith in heaven, everything will pass naturally and become smooth, as there is always sunshine after the rain. Okay, so keep moving ahead. Paddle your way upstream again, okay, so that you should reap the lavish fruit.
So
Okay.
go against the flow.
Yeah, so the easy way out is to forget about cultivation, but that's not going to end up in that result of becoming a Buddha or becoming enlightened or transcending samsara. Okay, so we do have to go against that, the flow of what everyone else is doing, or what the unenlightened are doing. Okay, so again, we have to have that faith. Okay, so everything is all about faith. Okay, so finally, there's another song. This one's an English song, but there's no recording of the words singing. So I don't know if I'm gonna sing. I might
They're
just.
singing.
Well, I was going to, but my voice is, it's like
It's okay, you can still sing.
Carrie.
Carrie can sing or Jill can sing.
Or Jill.
So faith,
I don't know the tune.
right? Faith. This is morning has broken.
Oh.
Okay, you can sing.
That's a Cat Stevens?
Yeah. Can't see.
Well, he's no longer, he called some kind of.
Oh yeah, he cost some.
Yusuf?
Yeah,
Yusuf
because he went
something?
to Islam,
Yeah,
right?
no, he converted to
Yeah,
Islam.
Islam, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, yeah. So this, that was a pretty bad one. So this song was written, composed by. Move mountains, hold on forever. Take only duty on your shoulder. Use your own power and spread down. Make your living world become better. Yeah, this was, in a Dharma class in Iowa. Yeah, this was,
Where? This is Taiwan?
yeah, that was during the Markai, Typhoon Markai. I am your teacher, your great supporter. Guide you to enter the Tao Center. Enlighten you and give you make your true love become myself. Yeah, there were a lot of villages that were kind of just covered with mudslides. Let's go on the way and do job together. No matter what you will encounter, I will be with you ever and ever. Try your best to cross the river. The what? Oh. Yeah. But anyways, well, I made to put these pictures together for this song because it happened to be around that time, I guess, or a little bit after that typhoon thing.
Where'd you get the pictures of it?
Yeah. So faith can move mountains. Faith will move mountains. I mean, it doesn't
From the
mean
Bible.
literally, but again, if we have that strong faith,
Overcome a lot
it
of
can
adversity.
overcome a lot of things. Even miracles can happen, things like that. But actually, it means that we can actually overcome that. If the mountain's in our way, right? Faith can let us get through it. Okay.
But looking at the catastrophe,
Yeah.
you can see that because people do have faith in humanity, so they all try to
Help, yeah.
each other. Like some people could just say, "Look, I'm taking my family and I'm going for shelter," but they stay and help each other.
Yeah.
So there's some faith.
Right. So so that's that gives hope for humanity that they're willing to help each other.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
just themselves.
Yeah. Rather not being totally selfish, right? So that's that's the good side of people, of humanity, right? So that's good to see. Unfortunately, though, it has to go beyond that. Like this material helping is part of it. I mean, but when people are in disaster, then we help. That's kind of arousing their sympathy, their
Right.
empathy. I mean, but it's not necessarily compassion per
Right,
se,
right.
because it's conditional again.
Right, once again,
Right.
it's not the four immeasurable minds.
Yeah.
See, so that's why we have to go to that Buddha nature level, which is regardless
Right, of whether there's-
conditions,
yeah.
you're always compassionate. You always want to save
Right.
people. Wow, or enlighten people in this case.
Well, of
right?
course, from the Buddha's point of view, we're always in a disaster because we're in samsara. Okay, so no matter what, even life is good, you're still in samsara. So that's
Well,
suffering.
yeah,
So
yeah, that's-
so that's what from their point of view is like. Yeah, you still need saving, right?
Yeah.
You still need- so it's a different point of view. It's a higher point of view than from our more limited view of things. Yeah. So. But anyways, yeah. So the idea is that again, faith, this goes beyond the belief. Again, we don't want to have blind faith, so we do need to, So the Buddhas always say we have to clear up our doubt. We can't have doubts.
Right.
When we have doubts, again, that will reduce our faith. Okay, so that's kind of the opposite, works against the faith. So we have to clear up any doubts that we may have. Sure, there are questions that may be unanswered, but ultimately, maybe those are just kind of more minor things. Like, is there life, sentient beings elsewhere, in the universe? Does that really matter? I mean, does it really matter to our cultivation or achieving our goal of Buddhahood? No. So those questions, having those types of questions is kind of more meaningless.
Well, yeah, that's why Buddha doesn't.
Yeah, he didn't
talk
answer
about
that-
those.
talk about
Those
those,
are
yeah.
part of the 14 unanswered
Yeah.
questions.
Right.
So to have no doubt, in order to clear up the doubts and have faith, we should also have a proper frame of mind or
Yeah.
proper view. That's the key. Okay, you have to have a proper view.
Right.
All right. So if you go off tangent and start saying, "Hey, you're aliens," it doesn't really help us to become enlightened. I don't think so. I
Right.
mean, you're not trying to say.
Yeah.
So that's not important. So that's why Buddha does not like to dwell a lot on metaphysical issues like that. Okay, understand?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm sure people, in the world will ask you that.
Right.
Oh, does your Tao tell you that they're aliens? hey, I met Americans who asked me that question. I said, does this Tao tell you that? Do you believe that they're aliens now? In the Tao, do you believe that there could be aliens? I was like, what the heck? I said, yeah, of course.
That's how you answer?
We have to propagate to out of Earth. No, seriously, I'm serious.
It's
Like to out of
well, what does that mean? Qi Qian Xian?
Well, I mean, you have the celestial realms. I mean, those are beyond. That's already beyond this physical.
Yeah, that's the salvation of the three realms,
Yeah.
right? Universal
Yeah,
salvation.
you can say that. I mean, that's, but yeah, I mean, again, those.
It's Mars.
No, but I have Americans kind that ask me that question. Oh, does the Tao say that there are aliens out there? I said, what the? What kind of, I don't know, because these guys are, like
Yeah.
ET freaks or
Right.
whatever. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy, I just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's pursuit of these external things, knowledge or whatever. That's
Yeah, but that doesn't make you.
Yeah, I mean, it's
achieve
just
enlightenment.
just
So what?
curiosity.
Even if there is, so what? So what?
Yeah.
How's that relevant to
Right.
you becoming enlightened?
Well, actually, you should say, if you become a Buddha, then you'll know.
Yeah, you'll know. No. It was in Ohio.
Yeah.
In Ohio, people. I don't know if this Kathleen. One of those people asked me,
Careful.
and I said, you know what? Become a Buddha, then you'll know everything. Then I can't answer it, but become a Buddha, then you'll know.
Yeah. So
Go to get a job at Area 51.
Where?
Area 51.
Area 51.
What is that?
That's a place in Nevada
That's
where
where the
the
aliens-
secret,
that's
base,
Oh.
secret base.
No, it's in. There's one in New Mexico. What's that? Roswell.
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 Right. Yeah.
Roswell.
So anyways, this faith again, it's so we're here to kind of understand and realize our Buddha nature. So the faith is in our Buddha nature that we have to, and the more faith we have in that, the more it will help us to realize it and to experience, have those experiences that can further our faith, increase our faith, to continue along that path. And so that's really, so all these tests that we have are really tests of faith, test of our wisdom, test of our faith, to if we really believe it, if we really want to achieve that that goal. Okay, so that's basically it. Then again, we don't want to try to believe things outside in the phenomenal world, because that could change. Okay, so the only thing that is unchanging is that true self, that true nature. Okay, the Buddha nature. All right, so and then that faith is very powerful too, because our Buddha nature is God. You can say it's very powerful. So again, with that faith in ourself, that confidence, if you will. So we also have to have that confidence, okay, that we can achieve anything really if we put our mind to it.
Yeah. There's another reason why, it kind of links to that, like on my previous topic, it says Tao will flourish, right, when there are tests, right? Think example, we have natural disasters. People certainly become more spiritual for some reason, saying, "Oh, heaven help us, God help us." They become holy Joe all of a sudden, that they say, because they can't rely on human knowledge, science. We still have disasters.
Right.
I don't care how much science you have. We still have disasters.
They still can't stop the earthquakes.
Right. So they suddenly become holy. Say, they start praying. So that's why Tao will flourish. Because when there are disasters and tests, people will certainly become spiritual. Unfortunately,
it's only temporary.
When the disasters go away, they go back to their old hunky-dory. They go back to their old lives again with the flow of samsara. That's the sad.
Yeah, so they haven't really discovered that true faith.
Right.
They haven't discovered the true faith.
Remember a few years ago when the people were jobless, and we get all the people coming over.
Well,
And
yeah.
now-
Maybe 2008?
I don't remember the year. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're asking the Buddhists,
Like I said,
give me a job, give me a
Like
job.
I say there are conditions.
Right.
Like I say, it's conditioned. And it's unfortunate. If you come and try to enter the Tao or receive the blessing
that.
with conditional or motivation,
You're not
in your
gonna
mind,
stay in the-
It's very easy for you to cow down,
Right.
to
To
be-
fail.
Fail.
or become a stop at an obstacle.
Right.
In the face of adversity,
Right.
you'll stop.
Yeah.
You'll stop your journey of cultivation, and that's the problem. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So anyways, that's that's basically it. If I had said anything incorrectly or not well enough or incompletely, I ask the Buddhas for forgiveness and also your corrections. Thanks.
Thank you.
I apologize for the bad singing.
No, at least you sang. Okay.